welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jamie Henderson, and I'm excited for this show that we have today. We have Sharina Camp Byers, and Sharina comes to us from Cleveland County Department of Social Services. Welcome, Sharina.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Jamie.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you. Now, have you been on the show before?
No, never.
Well, we are excited to have you today. So Sharina is a licensing social worker 3 at Department of Social Services, which is right across the street from here. So although I haven't run into you in that atmosphere, I have run into you at the gym.
Yes.
So pretty busy lady then if you're working out at 5:30 in the morning and then pulling this role here at Cleveland County DSS.
Yes, super busy.
All right. So tell me a little bit about what you do over there and how that ties into the community.
So I have been in the licensing role over at Cleveland County DSS for almost 2 years now. That consists of me training potential foster parents, prospective foster parents, going into the home, making sure the homes are above licensing standards, completing home visits, background checks, placing children when they come into the foster care system, trying to find good matches with the children and the families that could meet their needs.
So foster care has been a hot topic here in Cleveland County lately, but for a lot of our viewers or for people that don't work with children or in the school system, you know, we may not know exactly what foster care is. So explain to me a little bit like what foster care is and why it is important in the community right now.
So foster care is a temporary living arrangement for children just to provide safe and stable housing while their biological families parents work through difficult circumstances to correct some issues that have come about in regard to domestic violence or substance abuse issues, mental health issues. So children come into foster care while their parents work on those specific issues. And in the foster care system, it can be seen as a bridge to providing protection, stability, and consistency for children that come into care. And linking them with positive role models in the community to, you know, just help them overcome, break cycles of trauma, assist with making sure that they heal and grow and become productive citizens in the community.
So you gave us a few reasons why foster care is necessary. What do you see most? You know, what's the most common circumstance that you see these days?
Right now, I would say in our community, the most common reason children come into foster care is substance abuse. It is a major thing in our community right now. However, we do have needs for mental health, more resources to provide those, provide for the needs of mental health assistance, substance abuse, domestic violence, just neglect in general. We also have cases of abuse, physical, sexual, emotional.
That's really sad.
Yes.
Yeah. Coming out of the holiday season, do you see an uptick in the need during this time, or does it fluctuate throughout the year?
It kind of fluctuates. I will say summer months and coming back from holiday seasons, it kind of spikes, but knock on wood, Miss Jamie, so far so good with us, because we do get more reports from the school system when children are out or when they return from school. There are some concerns that may arise, and reports are made, and we have to go out and assess those situations.
Sharina, when I hear you talk about your role and what you're doing here in the community, it sounds like a 24-hour-a-day job. Am I thinking correctly?
It's very correct. Social work does not stop. It's an ongoing thing. It's almost as if taking children in foster care, you become their parent as well. Being a social worker, as the legal guardians for those children, they're your children. I'm in licensing now, but before I was in child permanency, which was a foster care social worker, and I called the children on my caseload my babies, because it's as if I'm their parent, and it doesn't stop. It's every day, 24/7. Yeah.
I've worked in the school system before, in the elementary school, where I've can felt that same way where, oh, these are my babies.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
don't have children of my own. So it was very easy to get attached and to want to take those babies home and just have them with you and worry about them over the break and things. So I completely understand. I imagine that that does play a role on you with,
Oh, yes, ma'am.
yeah. So we talked about, you know, what brings them in the most here. What's the ages? Like what's the most common age that you see?
So it varies. We have children from newborn all the way up until 18. However, we don't just, if children are still in care at the age of 18, we just don't kick them out to the, fend for themselves. We do have an 18 to 21 program. But it varies. We have all different ages. However, we do have somewhat of issue with specific ages housing teenagers. That is a big need here in our community in Cleveland County. I actually think it's across the state of North Carolina. I think that a lot of foster families are hesitant to take teenagers. They're afraid of the behaviors that may come into the home, possible runaways, substance abuse issues, just the unknown possibilities that they're afraid of, and that's both for males and females. I mean, even with your own teenage children, the attitude that comes along with it. I use the term, they begin feeling themselves.
Yes.
So that age range kind of scares people. However, we do have community resources that assist with, group homes. But a lot of the children just want to be in a regular family. We do have the need for medically fragile children, licensed foster parents to care for children with significant health issues. Sometimes they're afraid of that, not thinking that they have the appropriate trainings to do so, but we assist with that and make sure that they're equipped to take the children in their homes and have everything that they need.
So you brought up licensing foster care homes. I imagine that we have a huge need for more of those here in Cleveland County. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. So as I stated, foster care doesn't stop. It's 24/7, it's ongoing. And there has been a recent increase of children coming to care, but we've had a decrease in foster homes. We have approximately 225, 26 children in foster care right now, and we have about 56 licensed homes. However, all of the homes aren't active right now. All of our families, I'm sorry, aren't active right now. Families are entitled to their preferences and things like that, but we have trainings twice a year to train people interested in becoming licensed foster parents. We actually have one coming up in February on the 12th. And we want families to come out just to get to know the program. We try to equip you with all the right information to know if it's a good thing for you and your family, because everyone can't be a foster family. Every family isn't equipped to take in other children, but we want it to be a mutual selection process. We need to get to know your family. We want you to get to know the process so that you can make the right decision based on what foster care really is.
So 56 licensed families in Cleveland County.
Yes.
And all of them are not active.
Well, and I will say that's 56 licensed families through Cleveland County. We are a family foster agency. However, there are private agencies, therapeutic agencies that provide higher level of care. But here in Cleveland County through DSS, there's 56 right now.
To serve 226?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
We also have some children are placed in kinship placements where they're with grandparents, aunts, uncles, appropriate relatives that take them in. So we have kinship placements as well, and fictive kin.
Okay, so is that the process that we reach out to next of kin first
Yes.
and see if that's an option?
So anytime children come into our care, we initially seek out appropriate family members to see if we can, keep them in a familiar background, a familiar setting. Any relatives, near or far, cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, adult siblings, anyone that could take over the role while the parents are doing things that are required of them.
So you mentioned the training that's coming up in February.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
Talk to
excited.
me a little bit more about that process, how someone could join in on that training.
Okay.
Answer a few questions about someone might have about maybe I may be interested in it, but I'm not sure if I want to commit to the training.
Okay, so the training will begin February the 12th. It is a 30-hour, 10-week course. So we meet once a week from approximately 3 hours, 6 to 9 p.m., and it's over at our conjoined DSS Health Department building across the street. My email and my phone number will be listed, so you all can reach out if you're interested in joining that. But we equip you with everything that you need for this training. Things that could potentially come up from children being in foster care, informing you of community resources that you can utilize. Right now, our training is TIPS MAPS, which is more trauma-informed. It's trauma-informed partnering for safety and permanence. And so we've noticed that a lot of children coming into foster care are traumatized from the environment that they come from, that they're removed from. So just equipping prospective foster parents. What do we do when a child comes in my home and, you know, they've been neglected of food, they've been neglected of medical attention. So just equipping them with what may happen, possibly happen.
Well, it sounds like you all have a great training in place for them, and
We try to make it really fun and engaging.
Oh, that's really good. So we're going to go to break, and when we come back, I do want to hear more about this training that's going to hold in February, and then also put some information on the screen about how to get in touch with you.
Okay.
All right.
Washington Outreach Ministries is one of the largest emergency food pantry in Cleveland County. We feed about 15,000 people a month. We have bi-weekly distribution every other Friday, and we serve them with all type of product, not just food product, but all type of necessities. Anything that they need, we have here and we can supply it. Food is available every day, but we offer bi-weekly distribution so the mass of Cleveland County can come through and enjoy some of the food products that we have here. And one of the main things that we need that sometimes people don't like to talk about is funding. We do fundraisers. We appreciate donations. Anybody that want to donate time and money, they're welcome.
Good morning. How you doing? Here we go.
Welcome to me to Balak Spala, Novana, Gizemo,
Take two. Now I'll keep going. I don't know. Have one question.
Yes.
Are those crabs on your shirt?
They are.
I just noticed that a couple minutes ago.
I was preparing.
I've been
for
mesmerized ever since.
Exactly. What the heck? What the,
Tim, you
and
all
that
right
is,
back there?
that's
She gets into a soul cycle accident.
a soul cycle
Yes.
accident. Yeah.
What?
Soul cycle.
It's like an exercise class where they're all
Oh, no wonder I don't know what you're talking about.
It's given me a good support system. You know, I'm an alcoholic, so I had a problem with drinking, but most people have problems beyond drinking that cause them to drink, and it's helped me to deal with a lot of issues. It's helped me to talk through with people who really care about me, and also it's just helped me be a better person. It's helped me be a better father. It's helped me be a better boss, and I just can't say enough about it.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jamie Henderson, and we have Miss Sharina Camp Byers with us here today, and we've been talking about foster care and the need here in Cleveland County. So Sharina, the big question is, what kind of people make good foster parents?
Anyone can be a licensed foster family or a licensed foster parent. You can be single, you can be married, you can have children of your own or not have children. You don't have to own your home, you can rent, you can live in an apartment. I think a lot of people are afraid to reach out about the process to get to know what the requirements are. But as long it's anyone that's willing to open their heart and their homes to love a child, and just, as I stated before, bridge the gap.
To bridge that gap.
Yeah.
Yes. We actually have someone that works here in the studio that has been through the licensing for
Yes.
fostering and fostered children in the past, and I think even moved on to adoption. Is that correct?
She did.
Yes, Miss
Yes.
Holly Hamrick.
Miss
Yes.
Holly.
Yes, so she's one of our favorites here
She is.
at C19. And talk to me a little bit about, not all fostering parents are going to actually go into the adoption process, and it's not required, right?
It's not. So our agency is a foster to adopt agency. So a lot of people come in and they're just like, oh, or they reach out, I just want to adopt a baby, and I'm like, well, we are a foster to adopt agency. We can link you with private agencies that do adoptions, but with us here at Cleveland County, you have to foster to adopt. But as you stated, not all families will be lucky enough to go that route. However, if you have a child that's already in your home and through the court system, the parents have not met the required, completed the required needs that the court ordered of them, and we notice that, reunifying with the parents may not be the best thing, and the court determines that they want to change that plan to adoption. If they're already in your home and that's your interest, we're not just going to yank the child out of there. We want to leave them with what's familiar, and you can easily be a pre-adoptive home for that child. Yeah. And we also have families or children. Some families say, well, I just want to foster, I don't want to adopt, but a child that they're fostering may come open for adoption, and we can link them with one of our other families that may have been waiting for a child. So we work together.
Oh, that's wonderful. The process for fostering a child, and then the length of it. So how long does students usually stay, or I say students because I'm here I work with students every day, so I use that. How long do children usually stay in foster care with one family? Is that case-by-case basis,
Yes.
or is there, okay?
It's case-by-case basis. I will state, per the court system, the state of North Carolina gives us 1 year to reunify with the parents. That's the social worker making those diligent efforts to make sure whatever the parents' needs are, that they're being met. If they're required to have substance abuse treatment, mental health treatment, that they're doing their visits with their children, that they're passing drug screens, taking parenting classes, whatever the court ordered them to do. We'll continue to work with those parents and make diligent efforts for up to a year before the courts decide to change the primary plan. However, it's case by case. Sometimes it's shorter than that if we see no progress from the parents. However, sometimes case by case, if a parent decides to jump on board month 10, we may stretch it out a little bit. I say we, but the court system, excuse me.
So I want to circle back to the training that's coming up in February, because I want to make sure that our viewers are aware that this training is coming up and that they know how they can be a part of it.
Yes. So February the 12th is the big day. Come see me, come join us.
And we can put your information on the screen too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can reach out to me at the office across the street. It's 980-484-6476, and they will have my email listed below as well. If for some reason you missed that information, you can call the main line at DSS and they will link you to me. We'll get you registered for the class. It's a 10-week course, 30 hours. However, the fostering process to become licensed is much longer than that. After your 10-week course, then we begin your application process. I tell people all the time during the training, tell me all your business. I have to get to know everything about you, because we want to know that the children that we're responsible for, we're removing them from one environment and placing them in a safe and stable home. So we want to get to know you. We want to get to know your children, your family, your pets. Tell me about, your employment. How was your upbringing, your religion, all your business, as I say.
Right.
We'll do criminal background checks, fingerprints. We want to make sure you're medically cleared if you have any medical situations that are going on, that a doctor medically clears you saying that you are able to care for children in your care. So yeah, it's a process.
And that process is free?
Yes.
Okay, so it's at no
So-
charge.
So the classes are free. There are some things that have a fee attached to them as far as the fingerprint process through the court system, fire inspections at your home, depending on what part of the county you're in. We also have, however your insurance is set up with like medical
Okay,
appointments
yes.
to get your clearances and things of that sort.
Okay. So you said that it is longer than the actual 30 weeks. About how long from the, like if I, let's say I decided and I was going to show up for this class February 12th, how long would it take before I could actually take in a child?
So I try to prepare people.
Okay.
Fluctuates from around 6 to 9 months to get you your full application done, everything processed. We submit everything to Black Mountain, which is our state consultants, which they will approve your application. Once that's submitted, sometimes they send it back for, you know, hey, can you give me a little more information on this? This isn't correct, can you tell me about this? Just corrections and updates that they may need. After that, once you're officially licensed, I can call you the same day and say, hey, I already have your license. I don't have it mailed out to you yet and have your final copy, but can you take a child? You were licensed today. So it just varies. So usually around 6 to 9 months
Okay,
from
so less
beginning
than
to
a year.
end. Yes.
Yeah.
But after you take your 30-week class, I keep saying 30 weeks, 30-hour class, your 10-week course, you have up to 2 years to be licensed.
Okay.
But I also tell people, do not wait until 1 year and 11 months. I can't license you that fast.
Oh, wow.
So you have 2 years from the date that you actually graduate the course to become fully licensed.
Okay, so, you know, we talked about having 56 families in Cleveland County right now, but so you may actually have more than that that are in the process?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I am actively working on them.
So, and
Yes.
is that your main role over there? Is
Yes.
to actively have, okay.
So I actively work on the application process, train the foster parents, and then place children when they come into foster care as well, matching them with the correct families, placing them in the right homes.
Oh, so I don't have children of my own, so I've probably changed a handful of diapers in my time. But as a fostering parent, you do have the option to decide what ages that you want to host?
Yes.
Yeah?
So families are entitled to their preferences. We have some families that only take in boys because they have sons of their own, and you know, a teenage girl in the middle of boys may not be the
That makes
best fit.
sense, right.
So you're entitled to your preference. Some people only want babies, and I tell them that's really hard to do when people come to me for babies. It's really, really hard. So even though you're entitled to your preference, just try to be open and a little more flexible
Right.
because you just never know which child can tug at your heartstrings.
Yeah,
Yes, you never know.
you're right about that one. Sharina, what fears or misconceptions do you hear most from people that may be interested in foster care?
I think one of the biggest ones is attachment. I would hate to have a child for 6 months and then they go back home. So we try to drill during the training. Reunification is the primary goal. We have to work with their parents to reunify them. You're bridging the gap. You're just the middleman in the process. It may work out a different way. However, you never know. Every case is different. So I think the biggest fear is I would hate to get attached to a child that I can't keep. I also feel that one of the big issues for us here in Cleveland County is the shared parenting role, where the foster parents work with the biological parents to get to know the child, working with them. A lot of the foster parents are a little hesitant depending on why the children came into custody. Well, I may not want them to know where I live or have my phone number. We have plenty of ways that you can engage in shared parenting without them knowing your actual residence. You can send pictures and cards and during the supervised visits with the parents. So there's ways around that. Please don't let that hinder you. And also behaviors, I think. A lot of times they think that, you know, children have specific behaviors when they come in and how that's going to affect their biological children if they have children in the home already. But we talk about all that in the training and ways to work around it.
That's awesome. That's really good. I would have thought you would have said resources, and when you said attachment, it threw me off. But I thought, well, that's right. If I had a child in my home, I would certainly get attached. But what are some resources that are available for the families? Like, because it could be expensive to have children in your home.
It's very expensive to add another individual to your home. I'll say here in Cleveland County, we're lucky. We have amazing resources, community partners. Any child that comes through foster care, they get Medicaid. So, dental appointments, vision, medical, the state covers that through their Medicaid. We offer daycare vouchers for children that are in care as long as both foster parents in the home are employed and working. So we have daycare assistance, we provide WIC assistance, and then we have community partners like Lisa These Carolinas, Champions for Children, One More, One Less. They assist us with clothing the children. Lisa These has a thing, Bags of Hope. So children that come into custody, the social worker completes, or the foster parent, complete like a registration with the children's sizes, their likes, and things like that. And they have embroidered bags. I don't know if you know the trash bags.
Okay.
So we have, that was a thing that made people cringe back in the day, children bouncing from homes to homes and placing their things in trash bags.
Right.
So the least of these have embroidered bags with their names on it, and they fill them up. Socks, underwear, hygiene products, clothing products, shoes, like it's an amazing, amazing community partner for us. One More, One Less is an amazing community partner and nonprofit that we work with as well. They assist with Christmas, making sure that every child through our agency gets something. They go above and beyond as well. I'm like, can I sign my child up too? So
It sounds like
we have
it.
amazing resources here in Cleveland County.
So it sounds like there are some amazing resources in place, Sharina. Hey, I just want to thank you for coming in today and sharing your knowledge. With the confidentiality that goes along with foster care, like I mentioned, if you're not working with children or, in the school system or in a career that places, that works, even law enforcement, things, you don't see foster care or hear about it as much. So thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you
We'll
for
have to
having me.
have you back on sometime. Yeah.
I'll probably be less nervous by then.
So we couldn't tell you were nervous. It was a great conversation. So if you liked what you heard today or you know more about what you would like to hear, we do have an email for you to email us at info@c19.tv. We want you to email us and let us know what stories you want to hear in 2026. We appreciate you listening to us today. And Sharina, again, thank you again for coming in. I'm your host, Jamie Henderson. We'll see you next week.